Hi guys, how are you? We're talking about Metallica today. I went to see them live yesterday in Prague. There was a festival called Prague Rocks that had Red Fang, Steel Panther, Fivefinger Death Punch, and Metallica, and I think one more band that started earlier, a local band. And yeah, so in this video I want to talk to you about how that concert was, both a little bit Fivefinger Death Punch and also Metallica, and pros and cons, and give my recommendation. And also want to talk about the elephant in the room, which is Lars Ulrich's drumming. But I'll come back to that later. So yeah, I came there and it was already quite packed. About half an hour before Fivefinger Death Punch played, they were the last band before Metallica. Metallica started like 8:30, and I think Fivefinger Death Punch started like 6:30 or something like that. And I actually saw their whole set, and it was a positive surprise. I've never been a big fan of that band, but they kind of won me over, to be honest. I mean, the only disadvantage they had was that they were playing kind of in broad daylight, so the atmosphere wasn't really what it could have been. But they're great. The singer is very engaging with the crowd, and they have had some really cool songs. They played 10 songs. Yeah, maybe before I continue, the merchandising. I did not buy this hat there. I bought this hat in 2019 when Metallica was here, I think. But there was a lot of merchandising, but a lot of it was sold out. And this is, I don't know. I think this is the only concert that I've been to now for a while where there is more stuff sold out than not. But they had some really cool t-shirts, cool caps, and yeah, the usual, hoodies and stuff like that. So there should be a picture here somewhere of the merch. So yeah, warm-up was great. I don't know, I guess you can't call it a warm-up when it's a festival, like they were just performing in the same festival. It just happened to be that Fivefinger Death Punch was in the lineup before Metallica. But they actually did a great job on the crowd. I mean, I have to give them that. And then there was a 30-40 minute break, and then Metallica came on at 8:30. And they played 15 songs. It took them about 2 hours. Beforehand, I was a little bit like, oh, okay. I thought they would play more songs than 15. But afterwards, I thought, okay, this is okay. This is fine. And the atmosphere was amazing. I have to say that, yeah, Metallica gives the fans what the fans came for, and you can feel that the band appreciates the fans. They had this stage setup where kind of a half circle out to the crowd, and behind that circle was a pit. I think Metallica fan club pit or something like that. And they played the first three songs out on that half circle. So the ones that were further back got a great view, and the people in the pit saw the band actually from behind. And I like this about Metallica. I've seen them quite a few times, probably, I don't know, close to 15 times or something. They always try to bring the show to the fan, like you never, I never got the feeling that this is about them. It's unlike Guns N' Roses that I saw a week ago. I felt like, okay, it's more about the egos of the band than it's about the fans. But yeah, that's how it feels. So I've seen Metallica, for example, when they were doing these gigs. I think it was 2007, 8. When they had the stage in the center and everyone was around. I mean, like, they've done so many cool things like this. And so they started started off with 3 songs playing out there. The first song was Whiplash, which we have a video on the channel here of, and that was really, it's a great song, and it's a great song to start, but the sound quality wasn't really good. But that was it. That was the only song where the sound quality wasn't great. It probably just took them. The singing was a little bit too low. You didn't hear the bass very much in the beginning, but they fixed that. And then the setup of the stage, they had a lot of these projections, like they were projecting old photos. They were kind of the theme of the stage kind of changed with which album the song was from. So when they were playing songs from Ride the Lightning, where is that? Then that was the theme, like you saw the blue lights and all of that. And when they were playing from Master of Puppets, then that was the theme. And that was really cool. And they had like two big screens on the side and then a big screen behind where these projectors went on. And so that was great. And they also, part of what they did for the fans there is that, in I think the second or third last song, they had like the Czech flag with Metallica letters on it, and people love this, and they do, and understandably they get proud, Metallica, putting the name on our flag, so that was really cool, and they ended with fireworks, like the final song was Master of Puppets, and they ended that song with a fireworks show that I think would make any 4th of July town in America or wherever very proud of their fireworks. And so as for the songs, all the hits were there. They played One, they played Nothing Else Matters, Fade to Black, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Master of Puppets, Whiplash, Enter Sandman was there, of course. But there were some surprises. There was this song, what's it called? Cyanide from Death Magnetic. Yeah, that came in. I was very surprised about that. I didn't expect that song or anything from that album, to be very honest. I mean, I like that album, but I didn't expect anything to be there. And they also did a song from Saint Anger, and that was kind of funny. They did a song called Dirty Window. And it was kind of funny that, when they introduced that song, James Hetfield was saying like, do you have all our albums? Yes, the crowd said. And do you like all of our albums? Yes, the crowd said. And then he said, do you like Saint Anger? And the crowd said, yes. So you want a song from Saint Anger? And the crowd said, yes. Are you sure? He said. So he had a great sense of humor there, and that the whole interaction with the crowd was like that. So they played that song, and actually, at least the people behind me, they knew the lyrics to that song. I can't say that I do. And so that was, I would say, surprising to have a song from Death Magnetic and Saint Anger on their program when it's only 15 songs. But I think that the mix of songs were healthy, like, kind of they kind of kept the mood going. Not too many slow songs in a row, and like people weren't crying, and then so they kind of kept and James was in great shape. He was really engaging with the crowd and joking around, and he said, like, we've been playing for 41 years. How many of you have seen us before? Everybody raised their hand, and he said, oh, and you came back. So he had. I know that this is probably something planned and rehearsed or whatever, but it's at least they do it, and they give the fans that. And when the show finished, they stayed on the stage for a long time, thanked everyone, threw out some guitar picks, and made sure that everybody got a chance to see them and all that. And they just take it to a level that I think a lot of other bands might be jealous of or should be looking at to improve their own thing when it comes to this. So as for songs that would be, if I would say that something should have been missing, I would have liked to see Battery. I like that song very much, and I would have wanted to see, maybe one more song from Kill 'Em All, maybe Motor Breath or Four Horsemen or something like that. But they did a great mix of songs. I mean, it would actually be even almost unfair to demand more from this show. So performance-wise, they were great, and James Hetfield seems to be in a better shape now than he was when I saw him 3 years ago. And I actually listened to some old songs on the way home in the car from the gig, like some Creeping Death deluxe edition that had some old recordings of Kill Them All material live, and I realized that his voice hasn't changed so much. I mean, maybe he doesn't scream and it doesn't rip it as much as he did back then, but he actually can still sing those songs quite decently, and or at least, well, not just decently, he just sings them fucking well. That's not bad for a 58-year-old that's been doing the same stuff for 41 years. I like the, I like the way that Kirk did the solos. Some of them he changed a little bit, but he did it in a cool way. So there was like, it gave a slightly different flavor, because of course, though some of those songs, I think I could repeat them in sleep. So it's always nice when you see them with an extra twist. And the bass playing, of course, was great. And the whole energy of the band together was also really good. But now we come to the elephant in the room, and that's Lars' drumming. I think there are kind of two schools on this thing. Is he actually a good drummer, or has can he not do this? And I think that he can, because what I saw last night was that he was, for example, using the double kicker more than what I've seen when he usually does. I feel that he sometimes does some shortcuts, like he changes a little bit the I don't know what you say, the not the rhythm, but he changes the way that he drums a little bit, and I feel that it's maybe in some way some shortcuts. But I also wouldn't be surprised if it's just him wanting to play things a little bit differently than he always does. And I have to say that, sometimes I have a feeling when I listen to him live that he's almost losing it, that he's just hanging in there on the beat, But on the other hand, he invented this stuff, he's one of the inventors of this way of drumming and this music and so on. And if he wants to change this and do this a little bit differently, then he can. I've heard somewhere that he doesn't practice and stuff like that, and if he can do this kind of show for 2 hours without practicing drums, then my hat off for him. But I don't know, where are you on this? Do you feel still, or have you never felt, maybe, I don't know, do you feel that he's a good drummer or not? Is he worse than he was, or is he better than he was? Was he never good? Was he always great? Tell me in the comments. I know this is a hot topic, but I think he gets away with it and he does it well, and he has the rights to do it his way. So as for the pros and cons and whether you should go and see them or not, then the pros are definitely that the show is great, the sound is perfect, and the band is giving the fans what the fans came for and nothing else. They do it for the fans. It's so obvious. And they are humble, they're humble about it. They're honest, and they're not just this strong silent type, they actually share their emotions. I mean, they weren't doing any virtue signaling yesterday or anything like that, but they were still like, these are humans, and they were talking about, like in Fade to Black, when they played Fade to Black, they were talking about the suicide, and if you feel bad, we've all been there, just go and talk to your friends and stuff like that. And yeah, they connect with the crowd in this way. The cons could have been longer, and they could have played battery, but I can't really complain. So I'm gonna give this concert a 10. I think this is the best Metallica that I've seen, and I started seeing them many years ago. I don't know, probably 20 years ago, more. Yeah, so this is the best I've seen them, so I'm gonna give them 10, and I'm gonna go and see them again if I can. So you should do the same. If you haven't seen them, then go. If you have seen them, go. If you can invite someone who hasn't seen them, invite them. You're not gonna regret that. It's a massive show, great band, amazing songs, and yeah, it's just a night that I won't really forget. So drop a comment, guys, subscribe to the channel, and check out some of our other videos, some of the other reviews. What I'm gonna do also soon is I'm gonna drop a review where I compare Guns N' Roses, Metallica, and Iron Maiden, which I've seen now within a space of 7 days. I never would have thought that as a kid, that 1 week in 2022 I will see Guns N' Roses, Iron Maiden, Metallica in the same fucking week. But I have done that, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna put like a battle of the bands. So stay tuned for that. That's coming out soon. Subscribe, share, question, comment, whatever. See you guys.